All right, hello. We are gonna do the intro section of Forgotten City, our next Sunday stream playthrough. This game was originally a mod for Skyrim. It was actually one of the most popular mods because it had incredible writing, a really great premise, and really great execution overall. They eventually got enough funding to essentially make the game independent. You'll see when we get into the game, it still very much feels like Skyrim in a lot of ways, but it has a lot going on as well. That's really cool. So I won't obviously spoil anything that's in the game. This is a very, very spoiler heavy game, which very similar to Outer Wilds and Obra Dinn. It's the same thing. This is another one of those spoilery, time loopy sort of games. We will see the basic premise of the game relatively quickly, but on every stream that we do of this game, there are spoiler tags in the title. There are spoiler tags on screen. This is a spoiler-rich game. If you want to, if you're interested in this game at all, and you're not Saba and Lawrence, who are with me right now, please play it immediately. Please play it on your own first, because this game super deserves it. But yeah, with that, I think we're good to go. The only thing I would like to ask, because Saba's going to be on controls, by the way. The only thing I would like to ask of Saba, if you'd be so kind, in a minute, you're going to do an intro, and you're going to have to make a character. All right?
Okay.
Whatever, like, just for my own sake, if you would be so kind, can you please not play as a female and not play as a historian?
Okay.
So there will be other like backstories that you can choose for your character, just a male something else, because I want to see for my own personal sake if the game is different with, you know, these fundamental changes. But with that being said, you should be good to go. If you want to do new game, feel free. By the way, in preparation for this, like weeks and weeks ago, because I didn't realize we were going to do Yoku's first, I deleted my save. Just outright. Just to make doubly, triply sure that we didn't get spoilered by accident.
Multiple ending. No brute force. Nice.
Conversation exploration, no brute force. You telling me we can't go straight to Dark Bramble? God damn it. Alright, goodbye guys. I'm leaving.
Look, we're starting up looking at the moon again.
Oh my god. That's the moon.
It is probably the...
Hey! You're alive!
Oh, we forgot to turn down the sound.
I thought you were never gonna wake up. I checked your pockets for ID, a phone.
Okay. I mean, it was okay.
You know what? We'll leave it for now. Sorry. When you get a chance, I would like to
tell me who you are?
All right.
Like your potty type.
I'm not gonna click anything yet, but okay. Makes sense.
So that one's male and the other one's female.
This is fine. Ooh, that's like... Good. Well,
I can type it. I can type it if you'd like. What would you like to call your character?
Go. Let's be cool. Let's call him Cyrus.
You know what? Pretty good.
Yeah.
Cyrus the Adventurer. Let's go.
Well, it's nice to meet you. And I'm sorry to pry, but any idea why you were floating down the river? What's the last thing you remember?
So the ancient ruins is the historian?
Is archaeologist, yeah, don't do that one.
That sounded cool.
Military fugitive.
They have benefits to them. You should read it.
No, yeah, I am reading it.
Okay.
But I'm assuming this one means something in terms of like, but they'll probably have a higher chance of like being like, oh, you're a fugitive.
We'll see.
I like that I barely remember anything.
Yeah, it makes it so that you're not a combatant. The other two choices.
Because let me. Like that, it's just sad because like this is probably what I would have chosen,
I know.
like a female archaeologist, but you know.
Sorry, man.
really
That's what I
remember.
ended up
You took a
choosing.
pretty hard blow to the head. You're just lucky you've been given a second chance. Which is why I feel terrible for what I'm about to say, but I have a favor to ask.
Give me your
There
money.
are some ruins just behind you. Roman, I think. I need you to go in there and see if you can find a guy named Al for me. He went in there a few hours ago, and he hasn't come out. I've been freaking out, wondering if he's trapped or injured or worse. I would have gone in after him, but he made me promise to stay here, no matter what. There's no way I'm leaving without him, so I'm just kind of stuck here, waiting. What I mean is, I was hoping you wouldn't mind going in there to find him? If you can do that, I can get both of you back to civilization in my boat. Please?
Okay, apparently
Oh,
I have to ask
of
questions.
course. Sorry, I don't mean to be pushy. I just... What do you want to know?
I'm assuming, let's just do all of these, yeah.
There's not
Pretty much
to
the whole
tell.
game is voice acted, by the way.
Feels like I've spent my whole life in a dead-end job with an endless commute. Know what I mean?
Yes.
I like the idea of endless commute on a boat.
I'd rather not say if it's all the same to you.
Suspicious.
I'd rather, okay, I won't be super pushy, but maybe I'd rather be like, is there a reason why
All
you don't?
right, fine. Sorry if I sounded cagey, it's just that I don't always get the best reactions when I introduce myself.
Oh, Karen.
My
Okay,
name's
I get it.
Karen.
Sad.
Those Karen memes have ruined that name, huh?
Okay, I'm glad that's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. I'm gonna remain in character though. I'll be thank you.
You're welcome. Always happy to help. Was there anything
I know
else you
someone
wanted
named
to
Karen.
ask?
She's very nice. So.
Yeah, one of my.
He's
one
the
of my
guy who
friend's
washed up on the
moms
riverbank
is
not
named
long before
Karen.
you did. I thought
Very
maybe
nice
you two
woman.
knew each other. I guess not.
My mom was
But
originally going to be
maybe
named
the two of
Karen
you can piece together
prior
what you're
to
doing
a baby
In any
next to her
case,
in the
you'll like
hospital
him, I'm
also
sure.
being named Karen, so they named her
Once you find
Sharon
him,
instead.
that is.
She's not a nice lady.
Oh,
Okay, well, not everyone can be nice, but yeah. Okay, so Al is someone else who washed up. She thought we knew each other.
Makes
maybe
sense.
not.
Pretty close.
You really don't remember? We're in Italy. This river is the Tiber.
Oh, Italia. Very nice.
Not much, really. But imagine what you might find in there. Priceless ancient artifacts. Al...
Right, Leda?
She's very much like,
What am I, an idiot? You could hike a long, long way in any direction and never find another soul. Trust
hey,
me.
lady, I didn't know how far we were to anywhere, okay?
She is kind of mad.
Great. So you're ready to go look for Al?
No.
I'm going in for
I'll
the
just say,
price.
yeah, she's already.
The entrance is just past those columns behind you. Please, hurry. Oh, and he left this here. But I think you'll need it more than I will.
How very Skyrim.
Yeah.
Flashlight.
flashlight.
And I can examine it. Oh,
Yeah.
very nice. There's
Well,
that
I'd say
flashlight. This is long, by the way.
The beginning of the game was basically, so we're finally awake.
Yes.
God, I hate first person.
Back already? What's up? Oh, of course.
Oh, I didn't
What
actually
did you
mean
want to
to.
know?
Who are you again? My amnesia is still kicking in.
Can I? Where's the? I don't want to ask anything else.
I don't know. Just hit something.
Not
You can
much,
mash through the
really.
hold
But
a
imagine
button.
what you
I think
might
it's
find in
square.
there. Priceless ancient
You
artifacts.
can skip through their. Yeah, there you go.
Ah,
So keeping in
Great.
mind that when it says skip
Thanks
line,
again.
it literally means this line of dialogue. So if you end up having to talk to the same person multiple times, you're gonna have to like mash through their dialogue.
okay. Okay, Zach, is there jump scares in this game?
No, it's not a horror game.
Am I gonna
They all
be
say.
scared because of something?
There's a part of the game towards the end that gets kind of intense, but it's not like, once again, it's not a horror game. You're fine. In fact, I would be pretty confident to say that the majority of this game is pretty linear until you hit the point where the game goes, all right, have fun.
We're not linear anymore.
I do think it looks really good too.
Yeah.
Yes, I love it when I can.
L2 for sprints.
I
That's
do
strange.
believe that there is no downside to sprinting. Like you don't have
It's
you don't have
just,
stamina or anything. I don't think.
It whatchamacallit, it zooms in a little bit.
Being thorough. Oh, do me a favor. Hit escape.
I can't.
Or start, whatever. Just open up the menu. Yeah, just settings real quick. We don't need to turn it down too much because I do agree that it's mostly fine, but just audio and just turn down the master volume. Well, I was going to say, well, you know what? Yeah, voice to 80. That'll be good. I was going to say turn the master down to like 50, but you're probably right because everything else seems okay. So I think we're
Also,
good.
So I could also do this just for. Okay.
Because while she was talking, I couldn't hear Lawrence.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for me, you're still
Lawrence
pretty
can
quiet,
get
man.
louder. Yeah.
Listen, I have entire VODs dedicated to me yelling at Lawrence, telling him to be louder, please.
If you're reading this,
But I think Lawrence is just a
I've
soft-spoken
discovered the
guy.
entrance to an ancient Roman city
now, am I
hidden deep
allowed now?
underground. Its existence is long
Alright.
forgotten. All knowledge of it lost,
Now.
except in the
Lawrence.
Latin inscription here. It reads, "You who wish to enter the city, step forth and be judged. The virtuous shall be rewarded with eternal life in paradise. The wicked shall find themselves showered in gold, but in vain, for this shall be their final resting place."
Did somebody say
Could an
gold?
underground
Will
city
you get
have
back
remained a
here?
secret for all this time? Could people have survived down there against the odds? It seems there's only one way to find out. If I'm not back in an hour, I'm somewhere on the other side. Consider this an invitation or a warning. Al Worth.
All right.
So, I can't like go back and tell her about this, right?
I believe I tried to, and she just goes, "Oh, did you find Al?" And you're like, "No, there's like a weird temple." And it's like, "Well, maybe keep looking."
You could try talking.
By the way,
to her
look at
about it.
this.
Yes, there are there are photo filters, please.
Western? I don't know what
Mad
Mad
Max. Mad Max.
Oh, it's Mad Max.
Bioshock. Las Vegas?
Last.
Dude, this was really nice, dude.
It's New Vegas. Get it?
Yeah.
Hellish?
Hellish.
Dude.
Dun, 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 dun.
Game
Retro.
Child.
Minecraft?
Oh my God, it's Diablo 2.
Really cute. Yeah.
Color cartoon?
Whoa, Borderlands. Let's
White
go.
cartoon?
Default.
Default. Wait, okay, I want to know what the difference between this one and like the Las Vegas or the New Vegas one.
Can you
It's
please?
a lot more saturation, like
Oh, come on.
redder reds and bluey
Look how
blues.
cool this is.
Yeah.
This one's nice. Go with this.
No, no,
and
no.
then what
Stick
does
with
this do? This is just a picture?
You're fucking with photo mode filters right now, acting like you're gonna play the game with a photo mode on.
Oh, it would have been so cool. Okay. That's not good.
That is not good.
Well, you fell.
Air.
The only thing that you missed in that room was that if you went up to the statue, there was a plaque on it, and you could read it. And the plaque says exactly what Al Worth said that it says. But that's it. That's all you missed out on.
Have we seen Saba in an exploration story narrative sort of game in stream?
Not yet. In fact, this is Saba's
Yo,
first what'd you calls it? Time loopy game.
Cool, let's go.
Yeah. So, this is the benefit that you would have. Saba, please.
Sorry, I forgot. I'm trying.
Yeah,
to,
now
I
you're
was
on Papyrus.
putting it
Now
in.
you gotta switch through all
No,
of your
I'm not
filters.
on Papyrus.
It just said that it was on
it
Papyrus,
resets.
didn't it?
No, as soon as you
when
do
you
this, it
leave
resets.
the photo mode. So if you were a archaeologist, you could read Latin.
Stay vigilant. There's a guy with the. They're fighting.
The shield.
I hear swords.
All right, who left the torches on? Wait, are they looking at you, the statues?
Yeah. Yeah. The answer to your question is yes, Lawrence.
All right, horror game it is.
It's not a horror game. You're just
This
in
is
a
a horror
particularly
game.
spooky moment.
Just don't look at them and they won't look at you.
The sword sound stopped.
And that man is running towards the screen.
No, it's back.
Oh, okay.
Hey, chef store.
What was your background you chose? You chose Amnesiac?
Yeah,
Okay.
that means I'm screwed.
Well, in all honesty, the Amnesiac is kind of the one I was hoping you wouldn't pick, because it's the one that the benefits to that backstory I don't know.
It
Oh,
said
well.
it said you could take more damage.
No, right, but I'm here to tell you that they all have like a secret benefit to them as well.
Ah, well,
Well, we're all here in uncharted territory, you know.
Yeah. But but it's like, it's weird because it's like, on one hand I'm annoyed because it's like, well, damn it, I don't know what it is and I can't like steer you towards it, like in case you would miss it otherwise. But on the other hand, I'm really excited because I'm like, dude, what the hell could it be?
So I don't know what that means.
You don't need it. It's fine.
Okay. I'll suddenly be attacked or something.
If we need to at a certain point, like if you're gonna do something really stupid for the sake of like stream or whatever, just let me know and we'll quick save.
I'm not the type of person to do that, but you know,
yeah,
if
that was
it
pretty
just
straight
happens
edge.
to be that way.
That's why I'm saying you don't need it. Although I believe you can also do it from the menu.
Oh, I can inspect?
You've been able to inspect most of these.
Can I do the one that was at the pool?
nope.
It doesn't really matter. You're not a historian, so you don't most of the stuff just says like, it's a golden statue. And it's like, yeah, I can see that. Thanks.
Al, I don't know how to get out, Al. Appears to be praying for him.
For
Yeah,
help
I don't
that
know.
never
That seems
came.
pretty. It's like, what is it, Lawrence? Economia. Is Lawrence gone?
He left again. This guy is getting a fucking pay cut.
Yikes. Well. Oh. Is
It's
it
a stone
footsteps?
tablet. There's a stone tablet on the floor. There's a marker behind you.
To whoever reads this, I'm sorry you had to find me like this. And worse, you'll suffer the same fate I did. I've spent a lifetime in this place, going around and around in circles, searching for a way out. The inscription was right. There is no way back. And here there are only two options: death, or that godforsaken doorway into the past. I made the mistake of stepping through it. I wanted to set things right. And I tried. I really tried. Whatever I did, it took me right back to the beginning. Don't make the same mistake. Better to end it all now and find out what awaits you beyond that portal.
Can I leave now? Can I?
You could have walked while he was talking. You didn't need to stay here with the body, but...
Can I leave now?
Saba, just go to the doorway.
I don't want to. It doesn't sound nice.
Uh-huh. You fell down a giant, like, tube into a pool of water. Do you really think you're gonna get out that way?
I'll be Batman. This is thing. And the doorway's the other way, but suck it. I'm going where I want to. Oh no, it just took me closer. How unfortunate.
Yeah.
Maybe we should wait for Lawrence.
I don't know,
So
man. He
this.
can. I know he's like helping his parents or whatever, but he leaves at literally the worst times every time.
So let's just take a look at this place. So,
in a very
pretty
literal
nice.
sense, you can take a look at this place. Like, you can look below you and stuff.
Okay, a lot of water.
Oh, you know
There's
what?
a
Give me 1 second.
fire.
I think I didn't change the category that we're streaming in. I think we're still streaming in Yoku's Island.
Oh, feel free.
Oops.
As we wait.
Yeah, we're still streaming in Yoku's Island. Wow, that's embarrassing.
Now what's gonna happen? She's gonna like be like, "Oh, well, they never showed up," and she'll just leave.
There we go. Oopsie. My bad. Streaming in the wrong category because I forgot. Who else is here watching? Is it Saba? It is
Me
Saba.
and Lawrence.
Oh, Lawrence is here. I guess it doesn't count me anymore, which is sad. It used to. Alright. We're back. Dude, I don't know if we can wait for Lawrence. As I've already, like, you know, indicated, the guy can be gone for upwards of 40 minutes. We can't wait.
Okay. Just take a screenshot of how horrifying
How
this
fucked
looks.
up this looks. Alright, get in there.
Can you save Al? I'm gonna take your silence as
You're asking questions really far in advance of actually knowing what the game is.
All I know is time loop based off what you said, yeah. Just a lot of white, my dude. Okay, tip. Look at the eye we have. I could just ask you to do some stuff if I. I mean, this is the kind of stuff that I feel like if you become a historian, you'd be scared. Dang! thanks. You know how I could have done that? By just not walking into the goddamn portal.
Salve, friend. I'm Galerius. Mind telling me who you are and what you were doing in the Shrine of Proserpina?
I'm Cyrus. I've just come from the future. Wait, you speak English? Shrine of Proserpina? Or I'm
could
Cyrus
say-
and I got lost.
I don't think this is a lie. I know it's saying it's a lie, but how would I be lying? I guess let's not. I'll be like.
Yeah, you know, agricultural goddess of springtime? You're not from around here, are you? Oh, I see what you did there. Changing the subject like that. Nice try. But I'll ask again. Who are you? And what were you doing in the shrine?
He's just gonna come back to this. I guess it doesn't matter.
No idea what you're talking about. Oh, wait. Are you a bit, you know, not right in the head?
That
That's
could
all
be
right,
said.
friend. Everyone's welcome here. But listen, most folks seem a bit confused when they get here, but you seem very lost, and in more ways than one. So let me make this nice and simple for you. Live by our law here, and we'll all get along just fine. Not laws, law. There's just one, the golden rule, and the punishment for breaking it's, well, it's kind of horrific. But our magistrate insists we take all newcomers to see him, so I guess I'll let him fill you in. So then, you coming?
I'd rather be led around.
When I first arrived,
Well, hurry up.
there were people living down here.
Make sure to keep up with them.
As you can see, we've got
Tap
a nice
X to
little
follow your
community.
guide.
Yeah, automatic.
Only 23 of us at the
So
moment.
you don't necessarily need to do it
Missing.
right now, but keep an eye out for all the like people and things that you're
It's just
walking
big
by
and
as you
dark
go.
enough to get lost in if you're not careful.
Aren't you going to introduce me to your handsome new friend, Galerius?
Keep it in your loincloth, Aurelia. I'm taking him to see the magistrate.
That pompous old bore won't be magistrate for much longer. Anyone who helps vote him out today drinks at my bar for free tonight.
Politics. I'd stay clear of it and her if I were you. She's, it's not my place to say. Down on your right is our farm, where I grow all the food you'll ever want. As long as all you want is leek, cabbage, and wheat. Huh. That one
lady?
usually gets a chuckle.
The bloodless shadows wander without flesh or bone.
Don't mind Livia. She means well. She's just been in a bad place since... Well, you know, I don't know what happened to her. Up here on your right is the chasm. If you've got a weapon, it belongs way down at the bottom. Up on your left is the forum, where you can visit the market or get yourself patched up in Lucretia's clinic in the Shrine of Apollo. Most of us have almost nothing, just what we had on us when we arrived, and what we've been able to make and scrounge up since. And this
a nice
central
question.
plateau is where the magistrate and the other patricians live, so don't expect a warm welcome.
Galerius, you're meant to be working the farm, not trudging dirt into the villas.
Take it easy, Horatius. I was just taking our new friend here to see the magistrate.
Well, he's asked me to escort the newcomer personally. The farm. Go. Now.
You'd better go with him. But just remember, they're not like you and me. Don't let them use you.
What was that? What did you just say?
I said it'll take some getting used to.
Yeah, I'm watching you, farm boy.
I don't like the way you talk to him.
Greetings, citizen. My name's Horatius. Magistrate Sentius asked me to escort you to him personally. Follow me, please.
There's no point to be combative right now.
The only thing you really need to understand right now is the golden rule. Let me see if I
right.
can explain it this way. When I was serving in the Legion, if there was a mutiny brewing in one cohort, the legate in charge wouldn't waste time finding the bad apples among hundreds. They just divided us into groups of 10, made us draw straws, and and whoever drew the short straw had to be executed by the other 9. Didn't matter whether he'd done anything wrong. One of us in 10 would die for the crimes of the collective. We call it decimation. If that seems like rough justice to you, you're in for a rude shock. Because the Golden Rule is exactly 10 times worse. The magistrate can explain the rest. Who's up these stairs?
Okay, I think he's just jaded.
He's just a military dude. He's not actually like bad.
No, I know. I feel. Well, that's what I said. He's jaded. Like he's like, this is my job, but like I've seen horrific stuff, and like, but there's nothing I can really do about it.
You will immediately recognize. Like, okay, look at that fucking magistrate. Look at this guy.
Yeah.
We're finally alone. I assume you already know who I am. May I know your name? A curious name to match a curious accent. But I digress. Now, you're probably wondering why I summoned you, and I'll get to that. But first, take a look at this wondrous place, would you? A secret city built deep in the mountains, many hundreds of years ago.
Welcome back,
I mean, it's
Lawrence.
pretty.
Oh, how long was it cooking rice that the world already recycled over and we're back in Roman times?
You left for like 15 minutes.
The last 7 months.
Was I?
Yes, you were. In fact, once again, you left at literally the worst time, just as Saba was walking into the portal through time.
Well.
Oh well, guess what? We're in the past.
A single sin has been committed.
I was like, oh, this place is like Enconomia, Lawrence, and there's no response.
Have you ever witnessed something so extraordinary as a city without sin?
I mean, I'll just say yeah.
Well, I'm not sure I believe that.
Maybe.
But the reason for this miracle is as simple as it is terrifying. If even one person commits a sin here, every last one of us will die. You see, the builders of this place, whoever they were, left inscriptions warning, "The many shall suffer for the sins of the one." From what we can gather,
horrible.
breaking the law here will anger the gods and provoke a terrible punishment. Like the curses of Medusa and Midas combined, turning us all to gold. We've come to call it the Golden Rule. It's extraordinary that we've survived as long as we have, and each day I grow more and more afraid that our time in the sun is almost up. And now it seems that day is finally here. All that matters is that somebody in this city is about to break the Golden Rule. Why else would Proserpina send you now? Unless you and I can stop them, our doom is assured. I know that's a lot to take in, and you look like you have questions. Please, ask away.
Ooh,
This
that's a lot
is
of
what the
questions.
majority of the game is, by the way. The majority of the game is talking to people, you as a person understanding what they're saying, like through subtext, and then figuring out what to do next or who to talk to next. And the game is basically that on repeat until you get to the end. Thank God everything's
like,
voice
were
acted.
the gold statues, older, like, gens of people that arrived, and then, like, I guess someone
So,
screwed up, right? And then more
you
people
obviously
showed
wouldn't
up.
have recognized him, right? But Sabi, you remember when Lawrence wasn't here and you were like, oh, maybe let's wait a minute, and you kind of wandered off and there was a golden statue on his knees right outside the temple?
Yeah.
That was Galerius.
Okay.
That was
So yes, something
Galerius
happened.
from a past where someone broke the golden rule, which evidently someone today is going to break the golden rule, and he just became a statue. Just like everybody
Okay.
else did. So you won't really have to worry about it, but it was pretty cool for me when you were going through that section. there were a lot of statues where it's like, oh, dude, that's that character. And it makes total sense that they would be here frozen to death. And it's like, oh. So yeah. There's a lot of really good and interesting discussions with this if you want to get started.
Great. I'm glad Lawrence is here. He hasn't left.
Yes, I'm here.
To help me with this.
You want to flip a coin to see if he leaves?
There was a good deal
Yikes.
of debate.
I'm just giving you a hard time, Lawrence. It's fine.
Does it refer to crimes or to some other ill-defined wrong? Of course, everyone agrees on the basics. No theft, no assault, and certainly no murder. But beyond that, it was more difficult to reach a consensus. What about lying, insulting someone, blasphemy, trespass, trying to escape, bribery, infidelity, suicide? As magistrate, I had to exercise leadership, and so I made a decision. We must uphold the laws of the Empire to a standard never before seen. And we must honor the peace of the gods, the sacred accord between the gods and the people of Rome. It is only by offering the gods the proper respect that we may prosper, as Rome has for centuries.
I'm not sure
What
if that's a
was
good
like-
idea. What's legal isn't always moral, and many of your laws and customs are considered barbaric where I come from. By the way, pick that.
I do like that answer, but it's like, I wonder if it's almost like a thing where it's like, it's left open-ended to where they create their own rules for which they have to live by.
Like if the golden rule is amorphous, it's specifically designed to warp to whatever. Like, it's not whether or not you break a rule, it's whether or not you think you've broken a rule.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
So it's like, it could have just been like, don't kill anyone, right? And they could have lived perfectly fine until someone killed someone. But
I thought suicide was an interesting one because that's a hard one to stop. But that could also mean that they have like a really good some sort of therapy system.
Oh, absolutely not. But the you'll see as we get through the game, there is a golden rule. I am here to tell you, it's actually fascinating to think about as you play the game what the golden rule is. But you see as you go through the game, it's like, oh, I guess that's not a fucking rule. Never would have guessed.
how big is it? How big is the rule, would you say? Like, is it bigger than what we expect or smaller than what we'd expect?
You remember how I've talked about eloquent game design before, where something is robust but surprisingly simple?
Yeah.
I would say the golden rule is cleanly elegant in that way.
Okay. Interesting.
Barbaric? Barbaric? What are you talking about? The Empire is the most civilizing force in the known world.
Things have
Rome
changed,
is
dude.
a beacon of light in the darkness. For 800 years, she has borne great statesmen, philosophers, poets, artists, and engineers.
Well, guess what, fucker? We accelerated that process by 4 times because we have the internet.
Which have unified countless warring tribes all across the
I
Mediterranean
don't know.
and beyond.
I know another empire that's pretty
Gallia
good.
to Judea. All our citizens are treated the same, regardless of the color of their skin or their sexual preference. Can you say the same? When
No,
our
I
people
think
are starving, they are given food
it's
rations.
pretty good.
And when they are wronged, they have the right to bring the guilty party before the magistrate. Our laws forbid treason, murder, assault, and rape, as well as theft and arson, and so on. No other civilization in the world is so advanced, and you have the hubris to call us barbaric?
Bro.
Allow slave ownership, blood sport.
All of these
pure
are
rights of
fascinating
men,
to hear his response.
persecute Christians, practice collective punishment.
What do you want, Lawrence?
You have an opportunity to do all of them.
I have an opportunity to do
Yes.
all of them.
Once again, this game promotes
What else would we do
conversation.
with those prisoners of war who would otherwise have been executed? And besides, there are laws for their protection as well.
Okay.
On occasion. But our gladiators are almost all volunteers seeking glory, or condemned prisoners who would have been executed anyway. I do not see...
Notice how that's twice now he was like, but they would have been executed, so this is fine.
No, see, the latter half to that was like, nah.
Don't women have fewer rights than men?
Of course. But with fewer rights come fewer responsibilities, and the right to be protected by their fathers and husbands.
One magistrate sent Tias to be with us when we have another conversation on feminism on gaming.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Want to
The
hear his
thing
points.
is, responsibilities, actually mean something. So, like, I don't know. I'd rather take some more responsibilities than fewer. I don't.
You mean
Christians?
the blasphemous cult responsible for burning down half of Rome last year? It's hard to blame the people for being angry about that.
So he's from Roman times.
All of these people are from Roman times.
They've just.
You are back in time.
Well, yes, but it's like they're also living in Roman time, but they also just happen to find this and start building this.
So you didn't ask it, you skipped it, and I was kind of disappointed, but that's okay. When you're talking to Galerius, you can ask him what year it is, and he will tell you based on the founding of the Roman Empire what year it is. And if you're not an archaeologist, you just go, okay, I don't know what that means, and you move on. If you're an archaeologist, you're able to translate that. You are presently in 12 AC. No, yes.
Man.
You're around the time of Christ.
Look back. Okay.
Are you talking about our practice of decimation? Of course. We could hardly unite all these warring tribes without a disciplined, formidable legion.
I mean, just letting you know.
Well, right now, you're a long, long way from home. I have
That's
made
important.
my pronouncement on the subject. Unfortunately, there are still those here who resist, whispering blasphemous and treasonous lies in the shadows.
I guess lying is
keeping a
fine.
close eye on them if I were you.
That was question one.
In my search for a
Yeah.
way to save my people, I learned of an ancient ritual to Proserpina, the goddess of the cycle of life and renewal. It's said to open a doorway in time so that if the unthinkable happens, one person can pass through it and travel back to the past. And when I saw you arrive in a flash of light from the goddess's shrine, I knew that person was you. You don't belong in our time, do you?
Ooh, a chance to lie.
I don't think there's a point, though.
Wait. You already told him that you're from somewhere else.
Yeah, you
Can
told
I
the other
ask
guy,
you a
yeah.
question? What was the you can't F5, I guess, while you can't quick
No.
save while you're in a
No.
Fuck. Okay, never mind then. I wish we would have did it ahead of time. So I won't get into it, but as I said, each backstory has benefits to it, right? Secret benefits that they don't tell you about. For my playthrough, whenever I lied to someone, they immediately called me on it because I was a bad liar. I am wondering, and we don't have to do it now. We can do it in a less importance.
Oh, the amnesiac could.
I wonder if the amnesiac can lie because you don't remember anything.
For now, though, we should just go.
For
with
now,
the
you should probably
truth.
play it straight, but maybe in the future, if we have the opportunity to lie, we should like back out of the conversation, quick save, try it, and then go back in.
Okay, that sounds cool.
2,000 years? That is unfathomable. Please tell me, in your time, what did you see? What had become
Bro, 2,000 years is long.
of this city?
I mean, the top makes sense anyway, because he's like, someone's gonna sin, right?
Right.
I have imagined it, our downfall, 1,000 times. But it still breaks my heart to hear the truth of it. All I can tell you is that it's a ritual sacrifice to Proserpina. I stumbled across instructions. I have to recite a prayer, and of course, as with all rituals, some sacrifice is involved. Usually that means wine or food, or in some cases a live animal. In this case, the sacrifice is rather more costly. The life of the person performing the ritual. I don't suppose you saw any sign of me in the future?
You remember the bones that were sitting on the steps of the temple?
Yeah.
That was him.
But he's also the statue.
No. This is Sentius. Sentius is different than Galerius. Galerius was the guy in the white robe, or like the like burlap robe when you walked out of the temple. He was a golden statue.
Okay.
This is Sentius.
Okay.
He was a burned up skeleton sitting at the steps of the temple.
Oh, okay.
Damn, dude.
I assume that was me. If I'm forced to perform the ritual, it's going to cost me everything. You'll try to make sure I don't need to use it, won't you?
You know, I don't like anyone dying, say so.
Well, I suppose that's all I can ask for. Well, I believe you're in the best position to go around asking people questions. You're new here, and it'll seem perfectly normal. As for me, well, it pains me to say my attempts to impose order have not earned me many friends. I fear I may not even remain magistrate after today's election. The people here would only treat my curiosity with suspicion. You shouldn't have that problem, though, unless, of course, you get off on the wrong foot. Do you ever stare at a problem for so long that you can't see it for what it is anymore? What's needed here is a fresh pair of eyes. The less I prejudice the independence of your investigation, the better.
How do I know you're not the person responsible?
Well, he'll be just like, figure it out. Who knows?
Think about it. If he was the person responsible for committing the golden rule, or for committing the, like, breaking the golden rule, what would that imply?
That he's the person that needs to be stopped or whatever?
Well, yes and no, but, like, how would he open the portal?
This is so confusing, especially. So is he potentially, by maybe doing the thing, maybe he caused the thing to happen?
You just said thing 4 times, and that's not how English works.
The golden rule to be broken. That's
if you break the golden rule, everybody turns into gold statues, right?
But
yeah, so he must have done the sacrifice, and maybe that was something that was akin to the golden rule being broken.
That could be true. It would be considered suicide.
Yeah.
Me? Why would you suspect me?
I don't know, sacrificing your own life may be a thing.
To sacrifice my own life to ensure these people have a second chance. What reason could you possibly have to suspect me of all?
I know nothing, dude.
I'm glad you think so. Without trust, without each other, we won't be able to prevent what is about to happen.
I mean, what do you really think?
Do you want me to ask him that, Lawrence?
I'm more curious why you have an opportunity to push further. So maybe?
Well, all right. There are those who wish to vote me out of office so that they can pursue their own misguided political agenda. Frankly, their selfishness and recklessness risk destabilizing the entire city. I would be looking very carefully at them if I were you.
So his opponent.
You mean you couldn't speak Latin before you arrived here? How strange. But the gods are active here, and their temples and shrines hum with power.
And wavy magical bullshit. Guess what? You can speak Latin now.
When Proserpina brought you here, she planted the seed of Latin in your mind so that you could better serve her.
Awesome.
An unbelievable.
Awesome.
If you come up with a better explanation, I'll be interested to hear it.
I have nothing to say, perhaps.
Perhaps. You don't buy into it?
If I understand Prosperina's ritual correctly, that problem should take care of itself. Let me see if I can explain. If you manage to prevent the sin that breaks the Golden Rule, I won't need to bring you here. I won't create the portal, and you will never have been able to come here. Thus, you'll have created a paradox. If this occurs, you should be flung back to your own time, having changed the past for all of us. Make sense?
I get it.
Okay. So that was your objective, right?
Yeah.
Make a paradox so that way you never get sent back. So one, that means that this game does not function off branching timelines, which I was a little disappointed by, but that's okay. And before you proceed, I would like the two of you to think, how can you create a paradox? He just listed one way, which was what?
Him not performing ritual.
Right. That's the fundamental way of how you prevent or how you create a paradox. And the basic way of doing that is figuring out who's going to break the golden rule and preventing that, right? Because then he would never need to open the portal to begin with, right?
Yeah.
Can you think of anything else?
You could kill him.
So, do you remember what one of the backstories was?
The thief, the soldier, and the architect.
What did the soldier start with?
A gun with 10 bullets.
A gun with 10 bullets. If you start as the soldier, as soon as you finish this conversation, you can pull out your pistol, shoot Sentius in the head, and you instantly win the game.
Well,
congratulations!
Yeah!
It's really funny. There's an achievement for doing it. I just wanted to bring it up because I thought it was funny.
Okay.
Fuck these people. Bang!
Yeah.
Alright.
An intelligent question. Of course, but and it is. I'm glad you. I have made my pronouncement. Unfortunately, there are still the. I would be
curious.
These corrections will be available later. Thank you.
So, are you with me? Can I count on you to figure out who's about to break the golden rule?
It's funny because it's like, once again, you don't even know.
He knows that, like, fundamentally, the fact that you are here means that someone must break the golden rule.
Oh, I know, but it's the idea of, like, you don't even know what the golden rule is. Like, we're only guessing.
It's true, but someone must have broken it.
Now,
whatever it is.
To investigate the city, talk to everyone, help them if it'll win their trust. I authorize you to enter private homes and inspect possessions and documents.
And that is how the game gets away with trespassing.
Figure out who the culprit is.
Because the current magistrate gives you full-blown go wherever you want.
All right.
Oh, and one last thing. If I were you, I'd start my investigation by visiting Lucretia at the Shrine of Apollo in the Forum. I heard wailing from there not long ago. Seems like something's not right.
So if I say this, it won't.
If you say I'll see what I can do, it'll just get added to your quest log, and you can choose to have a marker to it later.
So it's probably better to do that just for, like, visual aid.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have any other quests right now. Your fundamental quest right now is create a paradox, and you have no way of doing that because you don't have a gun.
Yeah.
Unless you're going to strangle this man, but that's not an option.
He looks like he could strangle you back.
Absolutely. I'm pretty sure Sentius would murder you long before you murdered him.
Yeah.
All right. This is where, what I said, the game was pretty linear up to this point. This is where the game goes, have at it.
Technically, could you just sit here and wait until someone breaks it?
Yes. The game does exist on a pseudo real-time system. The day ends, someone breaks the golden rule, and then an event occurs which allows you to go back in time. So, in particular right now, I might recommend exploring a little bit first, so that way we can get a mental map in your mind of where things are, like physically in this city. But if you don't want to do that, there's a lady sitting on the couch right... Oh, there she goes. She's standing up now. But this is a lady you can talk to. Keep in mind, you can talk to everybody if you want. So...
I mean, may as well, because she's like, while I'm exploring, right? I can just talk to people who I come across, right?
One thing that I should mention, just real quick, because it did catch me. I'm going to assume that you don't want to break the golden rule. Right?
I mean,
I don't even know what it is.
Correct, but what I'm saying is that I'm assuming you care if you break the golden rule.
I mean, that'll stop me from going back in time, so yes.
So, as you've already indicated, the golden rule is amorphous. It's really hard to pin down, especially right now. I accidentally broke the golden rule a couple of times in my game when I was just picking dialogue options to hear dialogue, and threatening somebody's life breaks the golden rule. Not even attacking them, just threatening their life broke the golden rule for me.
Okay, so I should be okay to talk to her.
The reason I say that before you talk to her is that she does get a little testy, and I did break the golden rule with her. So you can...
Oh, boy.
You can go. Just keep in mind that if you say something that says, like, I'll punch your lights out, don't pick it.
Physical's a physical harm.
Well, no, like, literally, like, if you say, I'm going to hurt you in any context, in any phrasing...
No, yeah, but that's saying it's predicated on physical harm. I'm gonna physically harm you.
Something like that, yeah.
Okay.
As opposed to what? I'm gonna verbally abuse you?
I'll just kind of get
I wish Horatius would stop letting barbarians...
Look at your tiny head and long neck. You look like a lizard. Your eyes are too close.
You know, some people say it's the creation of an all-seeing God who's watching everything we do. But what kind of an awful, incompetent God would let my sister go missing on his or her watch?
Oh, your sister.
Maybe it's best if you don't go insulting gods, just in case.
Oh,
Well, I
I'd
mean,
say it to their faces if they had the courage
She
to show
just insulted the
themselves.
gods right then
Did
and
you hear
there.
that?
And she hasn't been smited.
Coward.
Yeah.
Where is my sister? What do you have to say for yourself? No response. Nothing. That's what I thought.
I mean, that's fine.
Well, at least we know blasphemy
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
break
sure.
the golden rule.
I'm telling you, this mysterious god of ours has to be asleep on the job. Either that, or, like people are saying, it really is just a children's fable my father is exploiting to frighten us into behaving.
Is this his daughter?
This is Sentius's daughter, of which his other daughter has gone missing.
Gone missing.
It should be noted that when you talk to her, they're actually not biological daughters. They are adopted daughters, similar to how you would marry princesses to, like, other nations and stuff during, like, the medieval era. These are just, like, people who, like people were like, hey, Sentius, we want to get on your good side. Here's a daughter. Not a wife, not a concubine. Here's a daughter.
Well,
So I'm wondering if this interaction, like, normally if we just randomly talk to people, could we just be like, oh, we'll help you out?
In what way? What do you mean?
Like, if she were to be like, can you figure out where my sister is, we could just be like, yeah.
For the most part, the game does not do... Like, I would say, in terms of, like, all of the quests that... Look how ridiculous her face is. In terms of all of the quests that are in the game, only about 30% of them have somebody who actually says, hey, can you help me with this? For the most part, it's you as a player having to realize, like, oh, this is something I can do.
Okay,
So I'm pretty sure
her
if you,
saying-
I'm pretty sure if you offer to, like, find her sister, she tells you to go fuck yourself, because fucking Horatius already tried, and he's way more of a man than you are.
Wow.
dang. What if you're a woman?
So I feel like
Actually,
I'm
you know
okay.
what, Lawrence? I was a woman when I did that.
And she still said, like, you're not a man?
No, she said there, how would, like, she essentially said, like, Horatius tried and failed. How do you think you could do any better? I wonder if now that you're a
I
dude,
think that's about the same. No, that seems ambiguous enough to apply to both.
maybe
characters.
that's true. The writing seems ambiguous enough. You don't have to talk to everybody right now.
No, I feel like we've pinned down enough for her to
You
be
don't even
like,
know her
okay, I know
name.
who you are. Do I need to? I know what she looks like.
You can. There's no harm in asking what's your
I
story.
could ask. Okay.
I'm Sentia, eldest daughter of the magistrate. But you'd know that if you'd been invited in here and introduced properly. What are you doing in here? And why are you dressed like that?
I love this voice actress because she sounds like noble and pompous, but also bitchy.
Flawless accent, appropriate attire, and impressive mastery of our customs.
I mean,
Now,
that makes
remind
sense.
me, why are we having this conversation?
Punch her in the head.
I think I'll be going now. You don't need to know.
I trust you can see yourself out.
True.
So
Thank you.
in my conversation that I had with her, and you'll probably replicate it in the future.
Keep an eye out
You
for
can talk to
something.
Horatius, by the way.
I
Why are
will.
you doing that,
Okay.
Horatius? When I was talking to her, I did the whole thing of like, hey, I can help find your sister, and then she told me to go fuck myself, and I was like, well, maybe she doesn't deserve to be saved anyway. And Sentia goes, oh, get out! And she like starts attacking
Damn.
me.
Damn.
And I was like, oh.
Yikes.
I'm a legionary of the 1st Italica, but there's not a lot of fighting down here. So the magistrate has assigned me other duties. I act as the magistrate's right-hand man, keeping an eye on his daughters. Daughter, I should say. And the others, and making sure they're all behaving. I also keep a register of new arrivals.
I mean, he's a
I'm from
soldier.
Liguria, up north originally. I was doing all right for myself. 12 years into my service. Had a nice girl lined up for when it was all over. Not anymore. She's probably figured I'm long
I
gone
mean,
and
that
moved on by
sucks,
now.
dude. Sorry.
I try not to think about it. My commander sent me to deliver a message to Rome. While I was there, I thought I'd do something nice for my girl. And pick up a little pendant from a silversmith. That's when the crowd started flooding through the streets, shouting fire. People were screaming, trampling each other. Then some Genetricum Fugitor tried to take advantage of the chaos and pinch my pendant. I remember chasing him through the crowd.
I think this is like a
down towards
robber.
the river. And then, nothing. Blacked out and woke up near here. No idea how I ended up floating so far downriver. But I'm fortunate to be alive, I suppose. Ah, don't be. As Seneca the Younger said, difficulty strengthens the mind, as labor does the body. That said, Sentilla's disappearance has been more difficult than I'd care to admit.
Yeah. That's depressing.
He's one of the better commanders I've ever had, that's for sure. Good stoic. Lives by Seneca's words. Treat your inferior as you would wish your superior to treat you. Can't ask for much more than that.
Okay. I think he would give me a better
I went
answer.
around
But
asking the same questions when I first arrived. Never did find a way out. But I learned how to accept my situation. To bear trials with a calm mind robs misfortune of its strength and burden. That's from Seneca the Younger, if you're interested.
yeah, so I mean, he and I have different circumstances. So him getting out is something different than me getting out.
In what way? What do you mean?
Like I come from the future.
Right.
He
If
came from
you
this time.
tried to get out of this cave now by like crawling back up that tube, you would be in pre-Christian Italy. And I think you would have a tough time.
Yeah.
I don't see why not. Just make sure I get it back by tomorrow.
Sure thing, boyo. All right. Reading mode is triangle, and this is a full list of every citizen. Aurelia, Claudia, Dacius.
Lawrence, get the paper out, Lawrence.
No. You don't need that. You don't need that.
Okay.
I'm gonna say,
Dacius.
this is your paper.
Class commoner. Aurelia, by the way. Class commoner.
Tavern,
Duty tavern
claims to
keeper.
know
She was the
way
one who
out.
was hitting on you during the
Yeah.
tour. Quarters is the tavern in the slum. Claims to know a way out. That's interesting. Is a patrician. She's the wife of Malleolus. She lives in the villa, which is actually directly next door to where you are now. Dacius, a commoner. He's a merchant, and he's in the forum, which is like the market area. Domitius, commoner. Malleolus' guard. He lives in the slum. Dulius, commoner, unable to work, slum. He's imprisoned in the warehouse. You'll see when we get there, there's a reason why they imprisoned him. Equitia? Equetia? I don't remember her name. She's a patrician. She's a Vastal priestess, and she lives in the villa. She's also in this area.
Is this a Western and Eastern thing? I don't know.
Fabia, she's a commoner, also a baker. She lives in the slum. Galerius, you met him. He's a farmer. He lives in the slum. Georgius is a foreigner, not even a class. By the way, he's Greek. He's a merchant. He's a clothes merchant, and he lives in the forum. There's
Hannibal.
Hannibal.
I think we found your guy.
A foreigner.
He died.
Duty, forge for scrap. Quarters in the slum. Notes, died in cistern? ? Don't know what happened to him.
I don't know if he's stuck
Horatius, the guy you're currently talking to.
Okay.
Kabash. You want to take a wild guess where Kabash is from?
No clue.
He's a foreigner. He's a fisherman. He lives in the slum, and he's vanished.
Interesting.
This one is Yulia, which I was like, sure, if you say so. Patrician, she's a debt bondsman to Malleolus. Malleolus. It's hard to say.
Kind of thing. She's got a debt to him.
Yes. She has a debt, and as was said previously, if you're in debt to somebody, if the contract says so, you can be enslaved. Livia, she's a commoner. She used to be a hairdresser. She now refuses to work because she's went crazy. She was the crazy lady by the fire. Lucretia, foreigner. She's a nurse, and she lives in the slums.
Malleolus. Judy's money lending.
Money lending, quote unquote, not to be trusted. Navia, she's a physician, not a nurse. She no longer lives in the city because she has locked herself in the Upwards Palace. Octavia, patrician, cleaning and gardening. She lives in the villa. Rufius, commoner. He's a patrol guard. He lives in the slum, and he's increasingly agitated. Sentia, lady you just talked to, she's a student, and she's restricted to life in the villa because her sister went missing.
There's Scintilla missing, yeah.
Sentius, the magistrate, we already know that. Ulpius, a debt bondsman to Malleolus again.
Man, this Malleolus is like...
a real piece of shit. You'll see more of that in the future. Virgil, he's an architect and lives in the forum. He's actually the guy that's in charge of fixing up and repairing all the buildings in the area.
So, we don't need to return this.
No, because he wants it back by tomorrow, but by tomorrow they'll all be dead. In fact, if you wanted to, on future time loops, you can actually go back to him and ask for another copy, and you can gain an infinite stack of, like, papers.
Because the stuff we keep on us is,
you'll see when we get there, but you keep everything that's in your inventory in between time loops, and you'll recall from, like, months ago, I was initially complaining about that because I thought it was stupid, but then I played the Forgotten City, and it was like, hey, by the way, it makes sense, and I'm like, you know what? You're right. Sorry to have bothered you.
Of course.
Understandable. Have a nice day.
Understandable. Have a nice day.
Well, as I always say, it's kind of like a divine version of the practice of decimation in the Legion. By threatening to execute 1 in 10 men, the idea is to ensure order and discipline among everyone. And it works. If you knew you could be executed because your brother-in-arms is planning a mutiny, well, you'd bloody well watch him like 100-eyed Argus, wouldn't you? Because your only chance of saving yourself is to stop bad things before they happen. Makes us all responsible for keeping each other in check. It's brutal, of course, but effective. The Legion wouldn't be the most formidable force in the world without it.
So, how does... I'm not going to remember the names. But how does the magistrate know someone's going to break a rule?
Because you appeared.
So
he
Fail-safe.
wouldn't if the rule
That's his
had not been
fail-safe, okay.
broken, he would not have opened the time portal which summoned you. So the fact that you're here, period, means that somebody today must break the golden rule.
Let me ask if he's
What's
in
done is
favor.
done. I was forced to execute my brothers in arms, and those memories will always visit me in my sleep.
Okay, his is a.
But life is harsh, and I've come to accept my lot. As with the golden rule, I don't have any control over it. So railing against it would be like trying to stop the seasons or the tides. As Seneca the Younger wrote, true happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future, not to amuse ourselves with either hopes or fears, but to rest satisfied with what we have, which is sufficient. For he that is so wants nothing.
I
I'm not
appreciate
gonna-
stoicism, but also that sounds like complacency, and you can go fuck yourself.
I don't even know about complacency, but it's like maybe complacency is like
Listen, if you're a slave who lives in the slums, that's where you're supposed to be. So just be
not
accepting
that. No, I'm not.
of what
I'm
you
not talking
are
about
and
that.
where you live, and shut up.
No, I'm not. I'm not talking about it. It's like they're not. It's not even striving for more, but it's like lack of even interest to see what else is out there. You know, I think that's the side that I'm talking about.
Where I'm from, that would be considered collective punishment, which is a war crime.
I don't think I need to get into that. I think that's fine.
like.
I mean, you say that now. When we come back next Sunday, I
We'll
do
talk
think that you
again.
should. When we come back next Sunday, I think you should explore all of these dialogue options because they are pretty interesting.
Well, but I'm being like right now since it's the first time, right? I'm kind of being super cautious about like the stuff that I say because
Oh,
I don't
you're
know
fine.
anyone.
I'll try to lash you
Any of your
before you do
business.
anything too stupid.
But my loyalty is and always will be with Sentius. Unfortunately, I don't think my vote is going to make any difference today. See, Domitius has been going around town, shoring up votes for Malleolus with lies, bribery, and intimidation. The man's a savage, but he's a gladiator, so people fear and respect him more than they should. Sentius knows about it, of course, but he doesn't have the same rat cunning as Malleolus. This place will be different with that sleaze at the helm. But I try not to worry about things I can't change.
Okay, so once again, real quick, you probably noticed that as he was talking, you got a new quest thing that said that you can tell Sentius that you suspect Domitius.
But we don't have proof.
You
but
don't
yeah.
have to do that because
Yeah.
technically almost every single person in the entire game can be accused of breaking the golden rule. You just have to activate the dialogue string, which gives you the reason to tell Sentius. Because Sentius won't just take you by your
tell
word, he wants a
Sentius.
reason.
Okay, so tell Sentius is
It's
because I was like,
optional. That doesn't mean that you just figured out and broke the whole case wide open. That means
No,
that
no,
it
no,
is
yeah.
possible that it is Domitius.
that this bribery or whatever.
Bribery or
Is-
intimidation or what have you, that sort of thing.
Let's see. That's too bad. Or can I help? I feel like I don't know enough to say, can I help? So I'll just say like, that's too bad.
I suppose it is.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Room?
Room.
Made from
Nice.
flowers and oil.
Oh my god, there is a lot to look at.
You should check out the documents.
Bus. Cosmetic jar.
You can triangle.
Should I be reading this?
Yes.
I know you're reading this, Father. I'm not sure. Good job. Smart. So he said I'm allowed to go search
do me a
or
favor.
whatever.
Open up that chest Actually, you know what? Real quick, let's... Alright. Wait for that to finish. Just in case I'm accidentally about to lead you to something really stupid. Look in that chest real quick. See how it's red and says steel?
Yeah.
Denarius is the...
Money.
Currency.
It's gold. They're
Yeah.
gold coins.
Okay.
If you steal that, that breaks the golden rule. If any action
Okay.
is highlighted red, that means that your character instantly already knows that it's going to break the golden rule.
Or like it's just bad. It's probably not. Yeah.
All right. Say less.
So is that just like a thing that the UI is like, oh, are you confused?
Yes. So if you were to like walk out the door and hit that guide thing, I think you have to do it
Yeah.
next to a statue. But if you go outside and hit that guide thing, you'll see like a path of butterflies, golden butterflies that like snake through the environment to show you the quickest way to a place.
Okay.
Cool, so you don't have to get too lost.
Purple carrot. I like a nice history lesson.
So Saba, you wanted to end at like 6:20ish, right?
We could do at 3:30. I don't mind.
So you want
Or
so
from
another like 10
6:30.
minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. Can we do something just in the effort of trying not to waste time in the future? Can we go grab a little like sneaky thing real quick and then we can go back to normal exploration? Walk out here.
Outside?
No, like out the villa. Yeah. You're gonna go down the stairs and then you're gonna go across the bridge that Galerius took you across. Hello, Sentius.
Hello,
Citizen.
Oh, he's here. Oh,
citizen.
across the
Yep,
bridge.
that
This one?
bridge. Yep. You're gonna keep going. Oh, well, I mean, you turned around. If you go forward and then so right down here where Galerius is coming up. Nope, where Galerius is coming up. Yep.
Don't you just love springtime?
I do. It's great. Yep. Just keep going. Once again, you'll have full reign to like check out all this stuff.
They all still look at us, which is
Unnerving.
Okay. Up on your left, yep, right over here, there should be a little wooden thing. You should be able to climb up there by jumping. All right, check out that box.
No.
That's a free 120 because no one owns it.
102.
102, sorry. Now
Don't click save?
now go to your right. There's a little cave. There should be another chest in here. Yep, just keep going. Right there. Oh, it's at your feet to your left.
oh, it is so dark.
That's another 150. And take that and the bottled wine. You can take the arrow if you want, but you can't really sell things.
Possibly the last.
wine in the city.
There you go.
Maybe we can.
So
You want
that
a quick save?
would you want a quick save?
I mean, may as well.
Sure. Those two things that I just showed you, it took me a long time to find them, and it's because there is certain stuff towards the end of the game, which unless you want to do something like, let's say, break the golden rule, you need money, like a lot of money. So I'm here to say that in the future, when we do a time loop, if you want to, I would highly recommend like
Getting it all the
hopping down
time?
here and grabbing grabbing 250 gold every time.
Okay.
Oh, well.
So there you go.
So that's a way of actually playing the game as well, is like repeatedly time looping to get more.
There is a thing that you get to do. Actually, you know how like in Outer Wilds you could meditate?
Yeah.
There is eventually a thing that you can do later, which just immediately teleports or time warps you, which is pretty cool.
The thing is, I can check stuff out at least.
Maybe not while he's watching. Maybe not.
Yo, ink jar. Bed. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna leave anytime soon. Right. So, about that statue over there.
So you already talked to Sentia. You talked to her. You talked to Horatius. You talked to Sentius. If you wanted to, you could follow the quest marker and get a head start on the Lucretia quest line, which is totally fine. Actually, you know what? Let's do that, because that would be a nice, interesting thing to talk about at the end of for the end of the game, or for the end of this session today. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Just doing his fucking push-ups.
That's terrible form, my guy.
What were you two talking about? Don't play dumb. I saw you. Having a shady little chat with old man Sentius up on his balcony. What's he offering you? Money? Favors?
Literally nothing.
What's your vote worth to him?
Not even voting.
Actually, what's it worth to you?
A spit of a fauna career. We've lined up all the votes we need already.
Oh,
my words. Malleolus.
So when I played as a woman, you don't get a vote, because women can't vote in Rome, right? But since Saba's playing a man,
trying to undermine his hard-won victory, you'll have picked the wrong patron. Got it?
I was hoping that maybe I could get Saba to get a bribe from this guy, so you could get like another 200 gold for free per loot.
I could say I don't care about the election.
I wasn't thinking about interfering, but now I am. It's like he punches your lights out.
Yeah.
Good. Then stay out of it. Nobody likes Caput Murday foreigners interfering in an election. Can't hurt. I think it's gone on long enough, and Malleolus is going to put an end to it once he's elected.
Like, you don't...
So, that's the thing that I think is really fascinating. He doesn't think the Golden Rule is real. In fact, there's a lot of people in this city that think that it's fake, and that the golden statues that are around are just ancient golden statues left behind by the people who used to live here. Despite having literal evidence that the Golden Rule is real, these people are like, I don't want to wear a mask. Oh, sorry. I mean, who believes in the Golden Rule?
Okay, how is he going to do that?
He's going to announce it in his victory speech. Just you wait and see.
I don't want to say help, but they're not letting me back out of this line of questioning.
Because if I tell you, and it gets out, it'll give old man Sentius a chance to interfere in our plans. And we can't have that.
Well...
How do I get out of this line of questioning,
You can say, can I help in some way, and just not do it, Saba.
We've already lined up the votes he needs to win. Just stay out of our way, and we won't have a problem.
I'm here to say, your character doesn't make promises.
Okay.
So you don't have to be all pussyfooting because of that. You're fine.
Yeah.
The name's Domitius. You want to get to Malleolus, you go through me.
I'd like to meet Malleolus.
Too bad. He's busy. Unless...
So he's
go to the mall, man.
your money.
You don't look like you could afford it.
Got it.
I'm glad you asked. See, he's a busy man, and this is an important day. He'll be inside practicing his victory speech for tonight. Left me strict instructions he doesn't want to be disturbed. So if you want to see him, I'll need something valuable in return.
How loyal. Don't give this guy any money. Just straight up, don't waste your time.
So should I be like, forget it, I'll find another way?
I believe he takes, if you give him a 10, he just tells you to fuck off. He takes the 10 and nothing happens. He then takes, I think, 10 stacks of 100 for 1,000 gold, and then tells you you'll get in tomorrow. Takes another 20 stacks of 100 gold for a total of 3,000 and says, all right, you have 5 minutes.
So 3,000. Wow.
3,000 for just the ability to talk to Malleolus. And while it is true that like that could be kind of neat, don't do it. It's not worth it.
So this saying this is fine, or do you think he's gonna get mad?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
If you set one foot in that villa without permission, I'll skin you
Who's
alive,
posting
you
memes?
Pusillus Semitarius Mocus.
Don't they know that we're in the Forgotten City?
Okay, so Villa. No, this is his house. Is this still part of his house?
Which one are you looking at?
So this.
That is Aquitia's house, or Aquitia? I don't know how to say it.
And I think this is still part of his house.
That is not part of his house. That leads to the lower water cistern, which I believe if you try to go down there, Domitius is like, dude, what the fuck? I would not recommend doing that right now. And keep in mind, you have free reign from Sentius to just wander wherever you want. The only reason why you can't get into Malalala's house is because he has a key. Literally no one else does.
Hopefully there's not like stuff hidden in like some benign objects.
I'll let you, once again, just to put your mind at ease, for the most part, no. If you're looking for...
Unless you're like looking for something specific.
If you're looking for like valuables, they'll be in chests. If you're looking for specific items, they will be... if you're looking for specific items, they will be highlighted in some way with like a quest marker or something like that. And then later in the game, there is stuff in vases, but it's pretty obvious when a vase has something in it. So you don't necessarily need to like check every nook and cranny. It's mostly important to just be like, oh, where is this? Where is that?
Like if there's a person.
Exactly.
Doesn't appear like there's anyone here.
You know how in Outer Wilds you can know exactly when a planet is where it's going to be in the solar system because everything does the exact same pattern every day.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah, okay. So as of right now, nobody. Okay, so
I think that this might be a relatively good time. I was kind of like we ended up talking to Domitius, but I was kind of hoping that we would talk to Lucretia before finishing stream. But with that being said, I think this is pretty much a good place to just quick save and call it a stream.
I mean, that sounds good. This is kind of interesting because it's basically like a mystery, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's a mystery game, just like all of these time loopy mystery games. But yeah, my intention with this, for the sake of like stream, I'm not going to be guiding your hips more than is necessary. I'm mostly just going to try to guide you into not wasting time. But not in the sense of like, oh, maybe I'll try this, but more along the lines of like not feeling necessary to look at every single object or starting to find the free gold now as opposed to 4 hours from now when you realize that it's important. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, so there you go. That's our first very short episode of The Forgotten City. I'm glad that Lawrence was here for the last 20%. I'm just kidding. kidding. Sorry, Lawrence. No more of that. But Lawrence is like, fuck you.
Yeah, I'm goodbye. I'm leaving stream.
Oh
no.
All right. But yeah, so in theory, it's really weird to say this because it is just a Sunday stream, but like it's really weird to think that unless I chat up somebody after work, the next time I'll see you is Sunday.
For
about 5 to 6 months. assuming that my schedule doesn't change.
Okay, so we're
Wait,
gonna
no,
see
sorry.
you...
I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
I have training.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I was so spooked for a second. I was thinking
Yeah,
about it. I was like, oh man, this is the last stream
you
for a long time.
fast-forwarded.
And then you
Yeah.
just reminded me I'm not actually working my normal shift. I am working like a Monday through Friday. Holy crap, never mind. I was all depressed all day because I thought today was the last stream, and I was like, man, we're playing Yoku's Island.
I was gonna say, what the fuck are you talking about? We made a list of games that we still have to play.
Holy crap, you're so right. Oh man, I was so spooked. All right, well anyway, that was great. I'll tell you guys all about how much I hate my job and my commute on Friday.
All right, take the right highway.
Take the right highway. All right. Ciao, everybody.
Peace.
Goodbye.